Today we've got Josh Frydenberg. Let's take a look.
Actually, it was great to vote with the family, and there's a really positive mood on the booth, and it's fantastic to meet with other voters as well. And obviously it's been a long campaign, so everyone's looking forward to its end tonight.
Treasurer, who's the Prime Minister going to be come tomorrow?
Well, obviously we're all working towards ensuring that is Scott Morrison. He's done an extraordinary job in extraordinary times. No one knew 3 years ago that we as a nation would be facing a once-in-a-century pandemic, the biggest economic shock since the Great Depression. But now, as health restrictions have eased, Australians are getting back to life and as normal, and businesses have reopened, people are in work, the unemployment rate is at a near 50-year low, and that is an outperformance by Australia compared to the rest of the world. So we have a lot to be confident about going forward. We have the economic plan, we've laid it out in the budget and throughout this campaign, and Scott Morrison has been a great partner as the Prime Minister, but also as the leader of the Liberal Party, and me as his deputy. So I'm looking forward to continuing to work with him.
How are you feeling about your seat if you don't get it? What's here for you?
I've been really encouraged by the positive reaction I've had on pre-poll over the last couple of weeks, as well as meeting with constituents this morning. Many people in my electorate, indeed in electorates right around the country, have started to focus on the choice that they have on election day, and it's a choice between a Prime Minister and a coalition that have delivered a strong economy and have the plan to even make it stronger into the future, and a Labor leader who's proven that he's out of his depth. In an election campaign about jobs, he couldn't remember what the unemployment rate, in an election about cost of living, he couldn't remember the cash rate. In an election about economic management, they hid their costings until the very last day, and even then, by their own admission, deficits, debt and taxes would be higher every year under Labor.
We've seen you at pre-polling, you've spent a lot of time there, you've met with voters, you've made sure that people know that you're here and that you're for Kooyong. Are you anxious but optimistic?
I'm optimistic, I'm confident, but I'm never complacent. And I recognise that the decision today is up to the people of Kooyong, as it has always been, and it's been a great privilege to be their representative since 2010. This is a historic seat. I'm the seventh person since Federation to hold the seat. As you say, I'm from the local area, I'm for the local area, I'm proud of what I have been able to achieve for both my local community but also for the country as the Treasurer over the last few years. But there's still a lot of work to be done, and it's been great to be out here on the polling booth.
Treasurer, how many democracy sausages have you had today?
5 too many to remember. How's that? But yeah, it's about that. It's been fantastic because you meet a lot of the school communities and the parents and the families who come out to raise a little bit of money for their school, sell a good sausage as well, and I've also had some chocolate crackles thrown in.
It's been a long campaign. What are you looking forward to most after today?
Spending more time with my family, going to a few more football games, but ultimately I love what I do. It's a huge privilege to be a Member of Parliament, even more so to be the Treasurer of Australia, and it is something that I've done everything in my power to do as well as I possibly can. I'm proud of what has been achieved, but there is more work to be done. I love my local community, I work hard for my local community, and I'm looking forward to this election being over so we can get back to work. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck, Treasurer.
Thank you.
Yeah, folks, that is the Treasurer, Josh Frydenberg. Annalise, I've thought about this a bit for the last few weeks. I find it quite extraordinary that, as we know, their Kooyong is a blue ribbon seat of Menzies. It's been blue since 1945. And the fact that the Treasurer is in the fight for his life after helping the government steer the country through the pandemic. I mean, JobKeeper has its critics, but mostly businesses I've spoken to say they wouldn't have survived without it. So it's true to say that hundreds of thousands of businesses were saved because of JobKeeper and the work that Josh Frydenberg had done. And he must be privately fuming or at least so disappointed that it has come to this...
Or frustrated, yeah.
Frustrated that it's actually come to this position where he may well lose it.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, money talks, but...
Yeah.
We'll wait and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Just